Okay, final thoughts before heading into 2025. Beautiful, beautiful things, beautiful things. Um, the thing that's at the most forefront of my mind is this realization that I feel like I'm always aware of how long it takes me to actually arrive at new epiphanies. And sometimes, many times, the epiphany that I arrive at feels like it should have arrived a decade or more ago. For instance, the one that I'm currently processing and dealing with is the concept of feeling overthought, having an emphasis on how people feel and connect more with a person's feelings or a people, a group, a community, or even a species. Connecting more with their feelings and having that dictate their thoughts. And that's a new thought for me because I'm such a thinker. But this new idea started, I think it was 2 weeks ago. I went to a speed dating event for the first time in my life. And I went with the primary reason of trying to get better at forging connections with people, not even just the opposite sex, but just people in general. I find it difficult to sit down across from a person without my own agenda and be present with them and engage with them and kind of let the conversation flow in a non prioritized way. It's very foreign to me. And I can come off socially awkward because I don't really have a skin in the game sometimes. And when that happens, I'm kind of just directionless and I don't really know what to say and how to behave. So it's just kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I went to this speed dating event with the very intention to practice my social skills because I have been understanding in the past couple of months that social skills is going to be something that has to be developed much further in order to achieve the goals that I have set for myself within this lifetime. With all that being said, what I learned from that speed dating event, I sat across from 14 different women, and I learned that you can forge a connection with anyone. You don't have to be attracted to a person or to forge a connection with them, which was revelatory for me. I hadn't ever considered the concept that it's not a requirement to be attracted to an individual in order to actually connect with them on a personal or even intimate level. So, taking that away, being present with every female that I sat down with, one thing that I noticed is I'm typically terrible with names. I'm not very good at remembering names, but on that particular night, I was able to retain so many of the females' names because I was present and I was making the conscious choice to connect with them. So it's been some time now, but I remember Ashley, Jocelyn, Danica, Alejandra. Alejandra was a pretty name. Um, Katie, Kaylee. Uh, so that's six. Well, you get the point. It's been 2 weeks now, so the names have kind of yada yada yada. But when it comes to the type of great men that I'm competing with, so far is trying no. When it comes to the great men that I'm competing with, so far as stacking myself up against their achievements, Bill Clinton is uh, in that tier of individuals that I want to surpass. And my father had the pleasure of meeting Bill Clinton, and he had said that Bill's ability to be incredibly present in the moment that he's greeting you, where it seems as if you're the only person that he's focused on. My dad told me that story 20 years ago, and it has stuck with me. And I know that although I'm not pursuing a political career, at least right now, I do want to start honing such skills, because at the end of the day, whatever industry I'm in, fitness industry, entertainment industry, government, political, what have you, it's all kind of it's all one big campaign. It really is all one big campaign. So in order to actually complete the mission, I've got to be very strategic, and I have to, what I'm learning within the past couple of weeks since the speed dating event, I have to capture the hearts of people. It's less about truly connecting with the masses' brains and more so connecting with their hearts. And I feel that light bulb going off in my head. And it feels strange because, I've always been a very conscious person, a very thoughtful individual who typically makes most of his decisions after careful thought and, um, you know, analysis and things of that nature. But now I understand that I almost feel that the fountain of youth, eternal life, is rooted in feeling and not thought. For example, if we had the ability to instill nothing but positive and powerful emotions in a person, and it was consistently fed to them throughout the course of their lives, how would that person look at age 95 compared to a person who was consistently dealing with negative emotions and a lack of optimism and cynicism, pessimism, feeling of not being good enough, a victim perspective, things of that nature? A 95-year-old who is just pumped up with good feeling, optimism, happiness, joy, etc., etc., that 95-year-old is going to look so much more youthful than the person who has been dealing with and been subjecting their minds and their bodies and their hearts to a negative perspective. So, if we understand that heaven is not a destination, but more so a mindset, then it is through emotions and feelings that this mindset can be achieved. And so, what does that mean for me? How do I relate this to my mission/project? We got to stop explaining what the project is and start connecting. That's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say. We got to start connecting. I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, the last time I was talking to the camera in this way, I had a little segment that I shortened down into 37 seconds and I posted on Instagram, and it got a little bit of virality where I was saying that it started off, I'm going to surpass Arnold Schwarzenegger. I am more talented than Arnold Schwarzenegger, and so far as his bodybuilding and acting career are concerned, and I am going to surpass him. I posted that reel on Instagram. I think it's at around 60,000 impressions right now. Hundreds of comments, 95% of them saying, "No, you're not. Keep dreaming. I want what this guy's smoking." Yada yada yada. But I say all this to say that that excuse me, that 37-second video of me talking about how I'm going to surpass Arnold Schwarzenegger and how I'm more talented than him in the areas that he succeeded in, that created feeling within the bodies of the viewers, so much so that they felt compelled to comment on the reel. What were the feelings that they might have felt? Disbelief, aggression, let's see, antagonized. I think they felt antagonized. Who is this guy saying that he's going to surpass Arnold Schwarzenegger, one of the greatest icons to have ever walked the earth? Where did this guy get off talking his shit? And so they feel antagonized, and they feel the need to respond. In fact, a couple of the comments referred to rage bait, like, oh, rage bait for sure, as if I'm like goading people into responding to me, which was not the intention at all. In fact, I actually thought of uh, it's like a sequel to that reel where how did I want to start it? Essentially, I'm going to surpass Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson so far as his career in being the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. I am more talented than I am more talented than The Rock, goddammit. I don't care if you smell what he's cooking. I don't care about his fucking nickname, the great one. It's a great nickname. It's a great nickname. But I'm still more talented than him. And I'm going to prove it. So when it comes to shit like that, I don't care. I don't care about rage baiting. I don't care about trying to talk myself up in comparison to what other people have already done. I'm just stating facts. I take assessments. I see what a person's worth is so far as their talent and their value and their priorities. And I consider, yeah, I could beat that. It's just that simple. I could say the same thing about Denzel Washington. I think I can surpass, am I really saying that out loud? I think I can surpass Denzel Washington's accomplishments in acting. That came out a little muddled. Oh, wait. Let me try that again. This is a hard one. Definitely as a filmmaker, I can surpass Denzel Washington. As a filmmaker, I can absolutely surpass him. Can I surpass his accomplishments as an actor? He's a good actor. Denzel's he's a pretty good actor, so we'll see. We'll see. I need more reps. I need more reps to boldly claim that I'm going to surpass Denzel Washington in acting. I need more reps. But I feel comfortable saying that about Dwayne Johnson. I feel comfortable saying that about Arnold Schwarzenegger. And like I said, I can definitely surpass him as a filmmaker, so I ain't even tripping about that. What else? What else? Moving into 2025, I really want to kind of emulate my roommate, Caleb, in the sense that he really prioritizes exhausting himself in every task that he commits himself to, whether it be a task that he's really passionate about or if it's just grunt work that he has to get through in order to get on to the next task. He really applies himself with that mentality of, I am giving myself all to this thing and then moving on to the next thing. I really want to adopt that mindset and philosophy because I feel that within this lifetime, we have an opportunity to experience our true potential only if we are consciously pursuing it. It takes a conscious intention to exhaust oneself in all the things that they do in order to actually do it, if that makes sense. Otherwise, I mean, I'm only speaking for myself at this point. I have always only done the bare minimum to complete a thing before moving on to the next thing. And so I do not exert myself in the fullest way possible because it has not been required of me. And I'm not happy with that. I feel like I'm shortchanging myself and I'm not giving myself the opportunity to see what I'm fully capable of. So that's definitely something I aim to change in the new year. Self-discipline is going to be a huge priority moving forward, instead of doom scrolling and, just going on social media and spending, I don't know how much time I spend on any given day just scrolling like other people mindlessly. But I want to replace that with learning, educating myself, challenging myself, being more creative, things of that nature. Next year is really going to be all about manning up, being more business oriented, becoming self employed, financially stable. Those are my priorities for 2025. And God willing, should things go as smoothly as they have the potential to, 2026 will be a year of pure creation. Now, I am already there. I am so grateful to be in a space where I get to have these kinds of thoughts and think about my inadequacies, my weaknesses, my strengths, and figure out ways to improve myself on a daily basis. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I've finally arrived, and it's a great feeling. Going back to feeling, I think the feeling that I have discovered, and the one that I have always been desiring of and chasing after, is that of freedom. And with that feeling of freedom, to feel like you can do whatever you want, that the world is your oyster, giving that to the masses, figuring out a way to put that in a bottle and sell it for free. That's the key to world peace to me. It really is. Yeah. So this will be probably one of, if not the last posts of 2024. Oh, it was a beautiful year, man. Next year, we're just building off of this year. More focus, more intention, more discipline, and connecting with people through their feelings and less through their brains. Rinse and repeat. Get better and better. Get laid a couple times. Fucking pat yourself on the back. You've made it. Pretty much. All right. See you in the next one. Happy New Year.